Okay. Hi, everybody. Hello and welcome to DETV. Hi, Dave.
Oh,
Dave is
Rachel.
Dave is here today. Dave is the founder, owner extraordinaire of Dice Envy, and is going to help us talk a little bit about Dice Envy history today. And already preloaded on the OBS because I totally forgot to turn the layer off is our newsletter. So let's jump right in and talk about the set that we launched yesterday, Heart of Courage. These are our matte green, sparkly gold inked, basically Zelda dice, and then they are amazing. Dylan designed these after our Hylian Infinity pixel hearts that we have, and they're metal, and they're matte, and they're green, and they're beautiful. Dave, did you ever play Zelda when you were a kid? Or lately?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Not lately, but when I was a kid, anything that's like 2D top down, I've beaten.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's like old Zelda.
Yes, old
Yeah.
Zelda.
I started with Ocarina of Time,
Hmm.
and I played Majora's Mask but did not beat it. And then I played Breath of the Wild most recently and beat it, just actually like a month ago. So they're all amazing games. But yeah, that's my full foray into Zelda. Look at how pretty. Do you love these dice, Dave?
I absolutely love them. I think they're great. I like that they match um the plastic infinity dice that we have,
Yeah.
and now we have like a metal version as well.
Yeah, so cool. And the ink is neat too, because we normally, when we do gold ink, I feel like it's more of like a. This one just feels like it has gold glitter in it, also. Like instead of
Hmm.
just a gold color ink. So
Hmm.
it's very sparkly in addition to
Yeah.
being
And
thematically appropriate.
I like how the matte green came out as well.
Yeah.
It's just a nice rich color.
So I think that these, I don't actually know. I don't actually know. And I should have just asked you this before. But they're not like painted, but do you know how the metal gets the color? Like the matte color by any chance?
Oh yeah, no, that's absolutely paint. That's you put the mold, you cover basically like the whole die in paint, and
Okay.
then you've got a little buffer and you buff off the faces, and the paint stays in the cracks.
Oh no, not the gold, like, but the green. How does it get green? Do you know that?
Oh yeah, no, that's an electroplating process. So they
Electroplating.
dip
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, these are great. Big fan. Any fans of Zelda obviously will be ecstatic to see these.
And how cute is that heart? It's
I
just a
mean,
great little heart.
it's perfect. Little pixel
Even if
heart.
you hate Zelda, how can you hate that heart?
You can't hate this heart. It's adorable. Yeah, so that's our release from yesterday, and I will scroll down. We also have a 10% off coupon going on right now for your order. It's hey, listen, like from Ocarina of Time, because that's my biggest reference for Zelda. And that'll get you 10% off all the regular discounted stuff on your order this week. And that lasts until next Monday. So, yeah, yay. All right, Dave, we invited you here to talk to you about your old ass dice. So let me clear the dice tray real quick,
I'm so excited.
and we can start
It's
talking
like
about your old ass
uh,
dice.
Joni was saying in the office, she's like, "This is just going to be like show and tell, isn't it?" And I said, "Yes, this is
Mm-hmm.
exactly show and tell."
Absolutely.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, go
one of
ahead.
the things I like, one of the things I like about this though also is having people know a little bit more about the history of the company, and also sort of like how this company came to be was very much uh, trial and error.
It's still trial and error,
Right.
Dave. Yeah. So, do you have like any small insight into that? Like, what was your original toe in the water?
Right. That's exactly what we're going to be talking about today.
Okay.
So if you put out the first dice set,
Yeah.
I will start talking about it.
So just so
So
everyone
I've
knows,
been,
I'm pulling these dice from Dave's dice bag that he got me. It's like the company dice bag for Dave. So this is
yeah,
all Dice Envy relevant stuff.
yeah. So the first set is actually a Q Workshop set.
Oh, cool.
And this is the first, it was a steampunk set that came out, I think, in like 2010.
Cool.
And the reason I put this in our bag to talk about today is because when I saw these, they were the fanciest dice I'd ever seen in my entire life.
They're pretty cool. Very, very
They're
intricate
so
designs.
intricate, and
Yeah.
I loved, I still today love what Key Workshop does.
Yeah.
And uh, when I saw those, I thought to myself for the first time, like, what, wow, dice themselves can tell stories.
Yeah.
And I thought, wouldn't it be a cool thing? Like, this is a steampunk one, but like, couldn't I'd love to be able to make stuff like this for people and just have it just be a bunch of different stuff. And so that's kind of like a D&D session one day. Someone pumped those out, and that is why Dice Envy is here.
That's
In
awesome.
any sense, yeah.
So is this set a set that you purchased, or did you steal this from
No, I
your
purchased.
adventuring
I,
party?
I immediately ran out and bought myself a set.
Cool. Very cool.
And so what you'll see here is that set very much inspired the first D20 that we ever created.
Which
This
I
was
do
back,
have
yeah,
here.
this was back when um, it was just myself and Dylan. And I said I was starting the subscription box. That was like always baked into the cake for the company.
Yeah.
So the minimum was 500 dice. And I said I want something like the steampunk dice because I think they're cool, but I want them to be have my logo on it because I want to give them to my first 500 subscribers.
Cool.
So that was one of the treats that everyone got way early on in like 2017, I think.
That's awesome. So if you're a subscriber from the beginning, you got one of these.
You got one of these, yeah,
Very
absolutely.
cool. That's awesome.
Um,
And yeah, it's
and
like steampunk reminiscent. Not really steampunk, but so is this Dylan's
mhm,
design?
this is all Dylan. I
Cool.
basically gave him the set that I liked and thought was pretty
Yeah.
and said, do something like this, but not this.
Let's do side by side comparison.
Side
Make
by side.
Dylan really
Yeah.
happy. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So
Those
inspired
are
by this Q Workshop set, and then Dylan just had free reign.
right to do
That's
whatever he
awesome.
wanted.
Very cool. And these came out great.
They did.
So you just did D20s for this bonus release, sort of.
Just that's yeah, there's not a set there. That's the only one that we have. And I think we ended up making like something like 600 of them because
Yeah,
minimum order was a little higher. So
that's
we
awesome.
uh we did that.
Very cool.
So it's a very cool D20.
I also love how I know I've seen this logo elsewhere in the like annals of history in our
Right.
files. This logo is a full on like text logo that you squeezed in here.
Right. You know what it makes me think of? It makes me think of Steamboat Mickey Mouse. Like
Oh,
before we
like
figured out
Steamboat
who we
Willie.
were. Yeah,
Oh,
Steamboat
got you, got you,
Willie.
got you. So it's like yeah, it's the concept, but it's not all the way there yet.
It's not all the way there yet.
Yeah,
No.
that's great. Yeah, very fun. And I love that, yeah, I don't think we do this much anymore, though. I love that you were full on like whole website address on one
Yeah.
face, on the smallest
So,
face of a
right.
D20.
Right.
That's
It
awesome.
is nearly impossible to put anything on a D20.
Yeah,
And the fact that I was able to get that done is in itself a little bit of a miracle because since then we've had a lot of people come to us for like custom jobs or
mm-hmm.
like they want their logo.
Sure.
And at this point, we just tell them no.
Yeah,
Like it's just too hard.
yeah,
Logos are very hard to put together, especially on what is the smallest face of the smallest
yeah.
die
Not
in
a
the
lot of
whole
real
set.
estate there.
No.
We do have, just so you know, Maria is tuning in, even though she's in London right now. You should go to bed, Maria. But she's saying we should do something like that for the 10-year anniversary, which is coming up. I think we turn
It's next
9
year.
this month, or next month, yeah.
Hmm.
No, I think we
No,
turn
this
9
month on
this
the
month, yeah.
27th.
So next year, not a bad idea. Maybe we do a limited release D20, harkening back to the old days. All right, so
Yeah,
next,
you know what? I
oh,
think
go ahead.
it might be fun, and I'm just saying this now, and gonna have Maria have to deal with it. Um, we'll do another D20 like that, but in
Hmm.
a different color and like a different design, and it'll be just for our subscribers again.
Love it,
So
love
sort
it.
of like a 10-year thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, can you imagine? I don't know that we still have. Actually, I think our oldest subscriber we found out recently doesn't go all the way back to the beginning. So I
Hmm.
wonder, she's our oldest subscriber, but I don't think she's got the original D20. So maybe we can hook her up with 10th anniversary D20. All right, so next up we've got this cool D8. Still Dylan,
Okay.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
Believe he was calling this. Oh, and look what it is. It's a heart. How appropriate for the release
Yeah.
recently. So obviously a theme that we've stuck with. But I think these were called healer D8s when Dylan did it. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Right. So in 3.5 in Pathfinder, a healing spell and healing potion is a D8.
Oh, okay.
And
Old school.
when we were just a couple months old, I definitely wanted to start getting out more and more stuff that we designed, but I knew we couldn't put together a set of dice yet. We just didn't have the funds or any of the resources to do it. But I knew after doing the D20 that we can do something. And so I thought, wouldn't it be great if you had like a little set of healer's dice on the side so that when you're, because that's my favorite class,
Clerics?
specifically support
Uh huh.
clerics. I'm not so much in fifth edition and beyond, but when the cleric was the person who was going to buff you and then
Yeah.
hit something, that was all about it.
Yeah. Was that? I
So
guess it's just curious. So now in like five, because I did one campaign of 3.5, and then went right into five.
mhm,
Um, are paladins new for five? Were they in 3.5, and were they
they were
different? Okay,
I mean, everything's different between those two.
fair. Okay.
But anyways, the idea was we could buy 500 of them is the minimum order,
Mm-hmm.
and then we could put them in sets of 4 or 5 because that's how many max healing was at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and that could be our first offering that we could sell that was not sort of generic.
Yeah. Very cool. And we've kind of kept that idea going with our Infinity Pixel Heart D4s because now healing potions and the like in 5e and beyond are D4, like multiples of D4s. So you can still use our Pixel Heart Infinities, which Dylan also designed. This is
Hmm.
just basically a Dylan showcase now. But yeah.
Right.
So yeah. Oh, and something I'll point out too. I'm assuming this was still Q Workshop. Is that right? At
Yeah.
the time.
So at the time, Q Workshop was doing all of our making all of our
Yeah.
dice,
So
and
you
we love
can.
them, but we don't use them anymore.
Yeah.
They're great.
They
We
are
love them,
great. Yes,
but
absolutely.
we don't
But yeah, you
right
can
now.
tell one of the hallmarks of Q Workshop dice that we've had throughout our run is just the very very small details. And Dylan would manage to squeeze in. I don't know if it's in focus there, but that little like medical wings and snake thing. That little symbol at the top there. So like true healer dice, not just a heart. Very cool. All right. Next up,
This,
Alpha.
yeah. So this was I called it Alpha because it was our first set we've ever put together.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. And since then we've done it in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
And we now have them in metal, and we
Mm-hmm.
did a mega version, which is just inverse colors, but we have been selling these for pretty much the whole time.
That's awesome. So was this like first year of Dice Envy?
First year of
That's
Dice
so
Envy.
cool.
So when the subscription box started, here's a fun story for you.
Uh huh.
I wanted, I knew I wanted regular dice all the time. And I knew eventually I wanted Dice Envy to be something like it was today, where we're all fulfilling stuff that like we're taking pride in original custom designs,
Yeah.
which we are now.
Yeah.
But when I am part-time running this out of the desk I have in my apartment, and like all of a sudden I've gone from 3 subscribers to like 25 subscribers, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah.
I actually went to my local gaming store for like month 2 or month 3,
Uh huh.
and I just said, give me all your dice.
I have people who need them. So you bought
So
them
that,
probably full price from a
yep.
friendly local gaming store and then just shipped them to the
And
subscribers.
I made zero money.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, that's awesome though. You believed in the
right,
concept. It's a great concept. Dice
yeah,
subscription boxes needed to happen. I believe we were the first one, so
right.
yeah, it's there's things you got to do along the way.
So that was. Oh, and then there's another thing about the alpha dice
Yeah.
is I have pictures of this. I should have prepped you with them. But we ran a series of the alpha dice, and they were so great that um but I ended up with a whole bunch of extra D20s.
Uh huh.
And so I ordered a bunch of the other six sets of dice. Same people,
Uh
same requirements. I got it shipped. The color was wrong.
huh.
The white of the dice that I had
Was different.
was different than the white of the rest of the set.
Amazing.
So to make them the correct color,
Uh huh.
and this actually worked. I took all the D20s
Oh, I've
and
heard
I
this story.
and I put them in a pot of coffee.
Disclaimer, we will never do that today. Not
Ever
because we
again.
don't want to, but because the numbers now would make it completely infeasible.
Right.
That's amazing though.
Uh,
Coffee stained white dice in order to match
right.
the color. Insane.
So yeah, we definitely and it worked great. And then we washed it and it was all clean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But the white had become slightly tinted brown and no one ever knew.
Insane.
But
That's
now
like,
that
well,
now
now
you all
everyone
know.
knows. That's
Right.
like those projects in elementary school when you have to like make an old map or something and you like draw your
Mm-hmm.
map and then you tea stain your drawing. That's
Right.
we've come a long way. All right, next up we have this very vibey
Okay.
crystal
This is
shaped
a
D4.
crystal cast D4. And these guys I loved. This is another inspiration die here. So
Okay.
we don't make these. Crystal Cast has them. They have a patent on them. They're beautiful. They're lovely.
Yeah.
I wish them well. But I thought the thing I loved about this was it was the first time I'd ever seen top-down
Yeah.
D4s.
Which is so much
Uh,
better.
Right.
Yeah.
And I knew we had to come up with something that set us apart, that was our own thing. And so I said, I need to come up with our own version of a top-down D4. And
Amazing.
so, in some ways, this is an inspiration for our first Kickstarter, which was our Infinity dice.
Great. All right. And we all are very familiar with the Dice Envy Infinity dice. Here's one. There's a metal
Uh,
one that I'm assuming is just old as heck
well,
because I don't
this
recognize that
one,
art at all.
yeah, this one is, there's a reason we don't sell them, but we, if you're fortunate enough to have one of these, we wanted a D4 for magic missiles
Uh huh.
because we thought what magic missiles deal D4 damage.
Right.
So hold it up again though.
Yeah.
Um, so I said, "Hey Dylan, make me a magic missile D4."
Uh huh.
And then he gave me something very phallic.
Which we got called out on, right? There were a number of comments from people who got
Actually,
these.
no, I
Oh,
just look at it, I'm like, this just looks like a genitalia.
I swear Dylan is always like, yeah, and then people wrote in and said it looked
No,
suggestive. No,
it's
not this one.
I'm
Okay.
people.
But the shape is what we're focusing on. We
Right.
landed on this, and so were Metal Infinities the first Kickstarter, or would
Yes.
okay, cool. Wow, we just went full on for it then.
Right. So
Yeah.
well, one of the cool things about the metal too is with metal dice, the molds are cheaper and the minimum order quantities are cheaper, but
Mm-hmm.
the dice themselves are more expensive.
Sure. Okay.
So when starting out, we really doing metal dice was it was a lot easier to do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Um,
And when plus we were testing the waters with a brand new shape of die, which
mhm.
I think has now or at the time I don't know when you did it, but eventually it got patented. Actually, so we like hold a patent number for it and all that jazz.
Right, right, yeah.
Yeah, very signature, very Dice Envy signature shape now that I mean, we all love. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cool to see the inspiration. Was this, you said they were
It
the
was
company's Crystal Cast?
crystal casts. They
Yeah,
were
very cool. That's awesome.
uh, but we also made the teeny boy.
Look at this. I mean, like, this is a choking hazard, David. This is not a choking hazard. This is like a snorting hazard. Like,
That
I
is
could
the
breathe this in
size.
too hard.
Right. That is the size of a pill. There are pills that I take that are larger than
Yeah,
that.
there are a number of pills I take that are like 3 times the size of this. So that
You want to hold
is,
up
that's insane. Oh
the
yeah,
other one for.
this is relatively standard, and this was the little guy. My God, like what happened? Was this on
Okay,
purpose?
this I did math wrong.
Oh, shocker.
Um, so here's the thing. I love Dice Envy and I love making things happen.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily you're going to get a lot of stories of me like building the airplane after I've jumped out off the cliff type of things.
You know what? It's one of the
So
reasons why we love you.
I-
You have
so I
nothing if
s-
not courage.
I told them I wanted the regular size and I wanted one half the size of the other one
Uh
of
huh.
the so I wanted a smaller one at half the size. What they gave me
Was half the
was half the
height.
height, which makes it a quarter of the
Amazing.
mass.
Yeah. That's great. This is how we find out, how to talk to people. That's amazing. So yeah, it is.
So
It's like right on half the height of the original. That's
right,
insane.
we had um that was specifically for a Kickstarter. They are very cute. They're very hard
It's
to pick out.
so tiny.
Um,
Oh my god.
but it was really fun. And
Uh,
now, okay, so here's what I'm excited. We're gonna take a little variant. We're
uh-huh.
we're we're, we're going away from history of Dice MB to the history of the D4 in general.
Yeah.
And I have something special for our audience or for the chat. We have some dice you've never seen before. Some
Well,
stuff that have
unless you're paying
never made it
attention to
on our.
socials earlier today, because I posted a picture of
Oh,
these.
okay.
But yes, these are
Um,
undiscovered, never before seen Infinity
all right.
D4s. Let
So
me just
before
put
we
them
put them
out
up,
here. Oh, I'll cover them. Go ahead.
um, we were experimenting with water transfer,
Yes.
and these dice are wrapped similar of like the way that you wrap a car almost.
Mm-hmm.
And the upside to that is we could get super detailed with it. And the downside was that they were just too light. They felt cheap, even though
Mm-hmm.
they were not. The price that we'd have to pay, the price that we would have to charge, people we didn't think people would feel like they were getting the value because there's something about dice
Yeah.
with how big they are, how much they weigh, how they feel in the hand, and this just kind of felt cheap, but they look stunning.
So I was actually
So
around for this
put them on
because
out.
all of this art is mine. So this must have been, 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 now years ago, when I first started doing art for Dice Envy. And yeah, I remember this process because we found out about water transfer, and we're like, oh, water transfer means you can create full on artwork and show the entire thing. There's no engraving, there's no molding. It's a wrap, like you said. And so that means we can get incredibly detailed artwork and put it on our dice. Oh, I always turn weird here, but
All right.
yeah, so you see
That's
this,
our
like I
mit.
did this
Yeah.
artwork. This is like Lord of the Rings, troop of adventurers crossing mountaintops or something, like something we would never be able to communicate in a normal die mold. And it's full color, which is another huge benefit. So we did this one, um, more magic missiles. Here's another full color version. This was candles in front of stained glass was the concept. And yeah, absolutely cool, like art wise, but like you said, they feel, do they feel even less? I feel like they feel even less substantial than our normal polymer D4s. And you said, like, by what kind of multiplier are we talking
Hmm.
about as far as like how much more expensive to make them? Do you remember?
Right. Like I think we'd have to charge like I don't remember off the top of my head. I
Yeah.
think it's about $10 a die. And I just
Yeah.
didn't think people would want to pay that.
Yeah, and I mean, I
Um,
have to completely agree. The other thing too is the artwork is actually, because it's wrapped. It's like a surface artwork. It's over wear and tear. We were also worried about that there might be eventually
right.
enough wear and tear to make it just kind of crappy after enough use. I don't think
Yeah.
any of these have actually
We
seen
we
enough use
tested
to get
them.
them, but
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We tested some of them and we did some initial, like essentially putting them in a dice bag and shaking them and
Yeah.
throwing against hard surfaces and things like that. And for the most part, they didn't chip or scrape.
Yeah.
But eventually, I don't know, if you have that and you're using that for 10 solid years, I mean, what dice is not going to do
Yeah,
that?
that's fair. That's fair. But I think that's too. That's also true with the wrap style. Is like because the whole thing's covered in artwork. Any scratch, any
Mhm.
chip is going to like be extra annoying. So yeah. So we decided here's. I don't know why we did this.
This,
Designed this. This is a book. It was going to be a book with
what
a.
if book?
What if book? What if we take Infinity D4s and make it book? And then I have like a. There's a. Oh, bookmark coming out the top of the four. Yeah,
Yeah.
insane.
And the bottom.
And the
Oh, and there's the
bottom.
top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, insane. What else
What
we
else is
got?
there?
This is kind of fun. We did the cantrip. It was a cantrip idea. So this is like the symbol that shows you if it's vocal, somatic, or material requirements. And then this one is thorn whip. I'm assuming.
Right.
And then we have like, oh, vicious
Right.
mockery is just like
Yeah.
imitating curse words on every side with a big mouth. Yeah. And this is a Maria endorsed sneak peek because I know she wants to eventually bring these to fruition. But here's our initial Beerfinity idea also.
Right.
Little
Maria, we're gonna get you
little
your beer affinity. We don't know
mugs.
when,
Yeah.
but even if it's just this is I love that die. That
This is
looks so good.
cute. Yeah. It's very like Simpsons. I'm a big fan of
Hmm.
this one. Yeah. This one actually might not be so bad. But I mean, again, yeah, they just don't feel worth the value. So,
Right.
but it's trial and error. We were talking about that earlier. We dip a toe in and then see if it works, and sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. So that's fun. Well, I'm glad that the infinities are still going strong at Dice
Right.
Envy, and we're figuring out all the best ways to incorporate them. So it's cool.
And yeah. So let's go to the next one.
Let's see. The next one is a very straight edged white light polymer D20 with a little Brockton face. I'm assuming
Sushi Brockton.
early Brockton face. Has Brockton just put on weight over the years? I mean, we've
Not
all
as
gotten
early as
older.
you might think.
Yeah. How old is this? Do you remember when this came from?
That so yeah, dice. The popularity of dice has been pretty cyclical. So at first, like every 9 months or so, something new really captures the imagination of dice collectors.
Uh huh.
And 2019, I believe, it was when straight edge dice came out for the first time, and we could not figure out how to make them. No one would make them for us, and it's one of these things where, yeah, you can hand pour them, you can do them artisanally, but we couldn't sell them. We couldn't have them made
Like at
in
scale.
mass enough
Yeah.
at scale. So, which is fun because that kind of goes to show how it's gone from me dying dice and coffee in my bedroom to now we're worried about scale, right?
Right. Yeah.
Um,
It's a good thing.
and finally someone said, one of our suppliers said, we can make you um we can make you dice that are straight edge. I said, great, I would love to get some straight edge dice with our logo on it. And that was what they sent us. We we did not have, or we already had our font. You can see there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we're actually pretty far along when it comes to branding ourselves correctly or in the way that we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
That line is just ugly. There's no reason for it.
No, he's not ugly.
The file
He's just a little
the
smooth.
file was correct. It's a little smushed.
He's just a little smooth.
I, right.
He kind of looks wet. He looks like a wet Brockton. Like he just like he got a
does,
bath.
doesn't he?
You know. Poor Brockton.
But yeah, humidity Brockton.
So this is this our first attempt then at straight edge dice?
No, it's not. Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
it's Rage
oh, straight edge.
Dice.
Okay, yeah.
We already had Brockton on dice that look great,
Mm-hmm.
and we still do.
Yeah.
That particular one was just one that they did not understand.
Oh,
So it's just a soggy little lion.
soggy
The
lion.
other thing about that is they also got the colors completely wrong.
I
Um,
was gonna say it's not the cutest
yeah,
combo
they
we've made. There's like a weird cheesy,
it's not the
moldy
cutest.
kind of thing
It
going
was
on. Kind of looks like curdled milk a little.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not great,
Yeah.
but
You know what?
trial and error.
You know what I'll do? While you're doing giveaways, I
Yeah.
have the reference die here in the office. I'll
Oh,
go
what we
get it so that
wanted.
you can see what it should have looked like.
Oh,
For,
okay, yeah,
yeah, and then so everyone can see
that'll be fun.
how just it was so fun. I've never received dice that have been as far off as that die.
Oh my
That
god,
is the worst one I've ever gotten.
insane, ridiculous.
Uh, yeah, but
Hopefully,
then some of this
go ahead.
good. I was gonna say, some of the stuff we designed also was bad by design, and so I'd like to share Dylan's folly
Oh,
right now.
I was like, what do you mean by that? And then I looked at the next set. Okay.
Right,
Let me make some room here.
right.
All
So
right, this
Dylan
set.
has been designing dice for us since the beginning, and in the beginning, first couple of years, or no, I think probably first St. Patrick's Day, I want Shamrock or Four Leaf like lucky dice because I think that's a cute thing to do for the subscription
Okay,
box.
listen. This has got Celtic vibes. Like this
It
is
does.
working. But then
But then these knobs, these soggy balloons.
these are four-leaf clovers, Dave. What are you talking about? Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
it's a push.
I think there's a blind spot among Dylan or his design. His flowers do not come out good.
Yeah, I don't think florals are Dylan's strong
Yeah,
suit,
he's
but
yeah,
this is a valid effort. I feel like
right.
you
Well,
know.
well, and he's also done some of the best work I've ever seen anyone done. I truly think, as it stands right now at this moment, Dylan is the best dice designer alive.
I mean, we got the sigil design.
Right.
Recently, we've got the honeycomb. He honestly, I really like the concave design, the
Hmm.
Oathbound series. Yeah, no, Dylan
Right.
knows what he's doing when it comes to molding. But every once in a while, we all have missteps. You know,
We all have missteps, and this was one that I love to bring back up because he's so disappointed
he
in it.
hates it so much. If he were here right now, he'd be like rage quitting the Zoom. He would not stand for this. Yeah, he hates it so much. Is this one of the ones where he got feedback
Right.
saying that it was
Oh,
disturbing? Do you remember? Oh, I don't know if I lost you.
no. I,
Oh, I think you're frozen, Dave. Let me see.
on my back, it said I was unstable.
Yeah, I think you're still unstable. We'll give it a second. We'll just keep peeking at these shamrocks. We'll give you a minute to hopefully come back on. But yeah, Dylan definitely gave it a good go. And they're green. I mean, so, that hit the point. Okay, I think you might be back now. Can you hear me?
How am I doing now?
Yeah, you're still on a delay, but maybe it'll clear up.
Hey, am I back?
you're
I
still
can
on
hear
a
you.
you're still on a
I did
delay.
get. Mm,
That's okay. Let's roll through it. That was actually the last historical set we had to talk about. And I'll go ahead and just throw Hive Mind in here because we had that set up for the final comparison. And I think Hive Mind was going to be brought in just to show how far we've come. And speaking of Dylan's dice design work, I mean, look at this guy. You got a bee on there, honeycomb the whole way through. You're all familiar with this. Dave, are you back now? You want to try talking? No.
yeah, you've got our font on it as well.
Yeah, our font is on here as well. Everything looks great. What an awesome set. Dave, say something.
Say something,
There
I'm
we go.
giving up on you.
Nice.
Are you there? Right there?
Yeah, I think you're
Okay.
back.
Uh, so giving, um, I think it's time to give away some dice.
Yes, it is time to give away some dice. Do you want to go get that comparison dice while I get the chat ready for pitching in here?
Chat, I'm so excited. Can I
Okay.
tell them?
Yeah, please do.
And then I'll go get it.
Yeah.
We're gonna give away dice from my dice bag. You're
Yeah.
gonna get one of the die from, well, you're gonna get one of the collector's die from, yeah,
Yeah.
the the first subscription box.
So you don't have to have been a member for all of these years. You don't have to have been here for 10 years. You can own your very own exclusive, only released when we started this company, DiceEnvy.com D20 with Dylan's first foray into awesome looking design. And this one I don't believe ever saw the light of coffee, so I think it's safe in that regard. But even if it was, it's effective. Yeah, so this is what we're going to be doing the giveaway for. This is like crazy exclusive. We don't have any more of these. We're not making any more of these until next year when we do a new set for the 10-year anniversary. So yeah, this is pretty cool, pretty important, and everybody in chat, you guys are the only ones who have the opportunity. So congratulations. Let's get a head count, and then we'll roll for it like usual. Let me just move these out of the way so we can do a roll. And in the meantime, if you want to participate, I'm sorry, I need to pause real quick because Dylan's dad just showed up in chat. Hi, Mr. Vaughn. He says, as Dylan's father, I do not think that complimenting him too much is a good idea. Focus on the bad stuff. Duly noted. We will make sure to insult him personally the next time we see him, which will be tomorrow. I'll make sure that he is brought all the way down from this ego bump we're giving him. Everybody in chat who would like a chance to win the completely individual DiceEnvy.com first logo die, in chat, go ahead and type in David, since we have Dave here as a guest. Go ahead, type in David, and that will count as you wanting to participate. And then we will do a count and a roll in just a minute. Dave, do you want to show us the comp that
Yes.
you had?
Two things.
Yeah.
I found a comp. I'm gonna put it up.
Uh-huh.
I also have an extra magic missile die
A metal
that
one?
I would love to, a metal one.
Oh, cool.
So
That's a different colorway.
I saw the chat. People were into it. Yeah.
Uh-huh. You're going to give that away
so
too?
that means I'm gonna give this away too.
Awesome. That'll be our next giveaway.
Okay. So
Show me that
let's
comp.
see if we can get the comparison here.
See, now that kind of looks like mine, at least in that fuzzy camera angle.
Yeah, it's too fuzzy. What you can't see is like it's just not the thing.
Okay.
I promise you it's not there.
Does it look more
But
like a stone instead of curdled milk?
it looks marbleized. There are caramel swirls in it. Like
Nice.
proper caramel in it.
Oh, like brown and not yellow.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay.
And
yeah.
it's just a superior. So yeah, unfortunately that's just not gonna work. But yeah,
I can
we'll
imagine.
do.
I can imagine that looks a lot better than this curdled milk D20. Okay. All right. Should we? It looks like we've got a lot of people in the chat here now. So let me go ahead and do a count. We're going to start with Glitchy Jen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Looks like we have 17 people who want to participate, which is great because that means we just have to roll a d20. Keeps it easy. Let's roll the d20 to see who it goes to, and we will just re-roll if we do 18, 19, or 20. All right, here we go. This is for the original Subbox bonus D20 with our logo on it. It is 17. I said there were 17 people, right? That's Palm Top. Oh, sorry. That's not Palm Top. That's double nickel, I think. I'm going to do a recount, though, because now I'm questioning myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There were actually 16 people who signed up, not 17. I miscounted. That's my bad, and that means we reroll. So we're going to do it one more time, and hopefully we'll be there. All right, this time it is a 5. That should be easy enough to find. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is Palm Top. Congratulations, Palm Top WS. You are the lucky winner of just an absolutely original exclusive die that you probably will not be able to find anywhere outside of random dice box at friendly local gaming store of people who were subscribers 10 years ago. 9 years ago at Dice Envy. So congratulations. Good job, Palm Top. Palm Top, email me, hello@diceenvy.com. Say, hey, it's Palm Top. I won the giveaway. And I will be like, hey, Palm Top, give me your shipping address, and we'll send you this die. This literal die. Usually I get to send, one from headquarters that we have a copy of, but we don't have copies of this, so you're going to get this die. Dave, a real quick question. This wasn't one of the ones that got coffee stained, right?
No. Just the alpha dice.
Okay, alpha dice. Oh, right. The whites. Okay, cool. There you go. All right, congratulations, Palm Top. And then, okay, there's metal missile, magic missile,
right.
D4 you want to give away? Right. That one? Silver? Blue?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Let's do this one. Silver and blue.
Great.
And just so y'all know, it's a little beat up.
Well, it's old.
Yeah, it's old and it's been in my dice bag. So when you get it, it's gonna feel like someone's been using this, because honestly, there are scratches and stuff. But
That's
this
authentic.
Could be yours.
Yeah,
this should
original.
Be yours.
All right, great. So anybody who wants a chance at the magic missile, Palm Top, I'm going to ask you to sit this one out, please, just so we can spread the love. Anyone who wants to go in the drawing, type in pew pew for magic missile. We'll get those entries, and then we will send out that guy. So do you not have any duplicates of that either? Are these two the only ones we have, David?
I don't know. I saw a few of them in the back when I was looking for the other thing.
Okay.
Maybe also, I will say I'm having so much fun giving away this library of stuff. When I come back for our conversation about balanced dice,
yeah,
I got some original stuff that I'm gonna give away too.
Awesome. Everybody make note of that. If you hear that Dave's gonna be on the stream, you can trust that there will be multiple giveaways. Which is great. I guess as the owner of a dice company for the last 9 years, you have plenty of inventory that you're not, you're okay with getting rid of. So, and what's really cool is it's all very deeply rooted in history. So it's very fun. All right, cool. Looks like we've got our people who want to participate. So let me try to get an accurate count this time. Starting with Jay Maloney. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I think. So we'll roll another d20. What d20 should we roll, Dave? Should we use curdled milk?
Curdled milk.
Curdled milk.
The only love it's ever going to get.
All right, here we go. For a very early version of our Infinity D4 featuring a magic missile, here comes the curdled milk roll. It's a 17. That's too high. Let's try again. I think we did 17 first last time, too. Let's see what that is. It's a 7. All right, we have one of those. Starting with Jay Maloney. Where are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. BB Dub. Congratulations, BB Dub. You get not the curdled milk, but the metal missile Infinity D4 metal magic missile. Say that 7 times fast. But not this one. The silver one with the blue ink. Very cool. I kind of want to give this little guy away, but he's silly. Do we have this?
You can.
Yeah?
Oh, we got tons of them.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think actually this is kind of fun because you made this mistake with math way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then we as a team made the same mistake with math was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago for the advent calendar? because we got mini dice made, like a whole set of mini dice, like real little guys. And the Infinity 4 specifically, because of the ratio that it normally has with other dice, got to be, I think, even smaller than this, honestly. And it got lost in a lot of I got a lot of customer service tickets that year saying, hey, I'm missing the Infinity 4. And it's because it had just slid under the cracks and into other slots on the advent calendar. I think one person actually found theirs like in the foam in between. Yeah, insane.
It makes the one that you have in your hand, it makes the one in the advent calendar. Well, the one in the advent calendar makes the one in your hand look like a giant.
Yeah.
And the one in your hand was the size we wanted in the advent calendar.
Right. Yes. So we made it. Yeah. I don't know how we did that, but none of us are mathematicians at Dice Envy. It's fine. We're all doing fine. All right. So we're gonna give away this little guy. If you want to participate in this giveaway, please abstain BB Dub and Palm Top. But everyone else who wants to participate, type in bad math to participate in this giveaway. Type in bad math, and I'll do a count, and we'll do a roll, and we'll give away this little guy. It's kind of cool because it still has a little bit of weight to it because it's a metal die. So even though it's tiny, it's like surprisingly, it's heavier than you would think by looking at it. All right, bad math in the chat, and we will do another quick giveaway. Oh, let me go ahead and read some comments here, make sure I didn't miss any questions. Farron Coon says, if I had curdled milk, I will love him and squeeze him and call him George. Oh, I miss that cartoon. And if he misbehaves, I will punish him and stroke his fur the wrong way. Brutal. That's brutal. Let's see. Pack half-sized Infinity 4s would be cool. All right, so we have some call-outs here for some additional small Infinity 4s, Dave. Something to keep in mind in the future.
Nope. That's a Maria problem.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. You should all know that, like, I'm stepping back from Dice Envy. I'm a starter. I like building things. I like doing new things. When it becomes like sustaining, and I'm not as good at that.
It's the nurturing you have a problem with.
Right.
The birthing is fine. Like, yeah.
Yeah. My children are great, but they're young. Wait.
Right.
Just wait.
All right.
So I won't be part of it. I'll still be doing maybe some videos with y'all, and I'll be going to some conventions. But at the end of the day, I'll be doing something random, and I promise you it's not even going to be in the space. Like it's not going to be nerdy. It's going to be something weird. So
Dave, one of the blessings, Maria's been transitioning into the role of our leader since January, and Dave has not missed a chance to still come into the office while we're in the office and read us a terrible joke out of a terrible joke book that someone got him for Christmas. Someone from the office got him for Christmas. A dragon walks into a bar. Yeah, you've been marking them off as you've been going through too, right? Yeah.
We have so many.
A blessing is what it is. I think I'm the only one who actually gets a kick out of it. All right, so let's do a count. Bad maths in the chat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh shit, sorry. Starting with Glitchy Jen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got 12 bad maths in the chat. Let's roll a d12. Let's roll a, what did you say it was supposed to be? Good luck, Irish.
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day.
Celtic.
Yeah, fun. All right, let's roll this d12, see who gets the, what are we giving away? Shit, I forgot. Oh, the tiny infinity. Tiny metal infinity. And it's a 12. Put that there. Who was the last person to say bad math? It was Legend Eric, 728. Congratulations, Legend Eric. This tiny infinity d4 is yours. Again, email me. You guys know the drill. You can email me hello@diceenvy.com or rach@diceenvy.com. Give me your shipping address. Tell me, hey, I won the thing. And remind me what you won, too, please, because I'm not writing this down. And also, Legend Eric, big warning as far as snorting hazard goes. Don't breathe too deeply when you have this around on your table because it'll just go right up your nose. So
And don't play outside. Just the slightest gust of wind, and you'll never see
just
it.
blow it away. It'll just become trash. Yeah. It's amazing. I love that this is an oopsie that then we tried to do on purpose and then oopsied again. It's it's very on par. It's on brand for us. All right, Dave. If anyone has any questions for Dave that they didn't get answered, or I just totally missed in the chat because I'm terrible at following along, you can always reach out if you have anything to say or any questions. hello@dysonb.com or rach@dysonb.com. I will be happy to find the answer for you. And thanks, Dave. Thanks for coming by.
You're welcome. Can I tease something?
Please do.
So the teaser is the next time I'm on, we're going to talk about why everything you know about balanced dice is a lie.
David has strong feelings about this. Strong feelings and also facts. You're not just letting your heart guide you on this. There's some legitimate reasons for things, and we will go into that. We'll definitely make sure we have you back on soon for that. Because, it's a question we get sometimes. Like, are your dice balanced? And it's like,
We get all the time.
Yeah. Technically.
No, we're making crooked dice.
Yeah. We're doing the best we can. Yeah. No, it's a very valid question and deserves a good explanation. And yeah, we'll definitely have you back on to talk about it. Thanks for joining us, Dave.
Yeah.
You got some enjoy retirements in the chat. And I guess it's just retirement from Dice Life, maybe.
From Dice Envy.
Yeah.
I will still be working.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And I don't see any more questions, so we'll wrap it up. I will see you probably tomorrow, Dave. And the rest of chat, I will see you next Tuesday. We will be discussing the pre-order launch of a very big product and talking about some details. I'm sure most of you know what that is, but join me next Tuesday if you don't. All right. Congratulations, everybody. Have a great week. Stay safe and happy rolling. Bye.